Let's move on. Speaking of football culture and the mindset, there's a player that's just made a comeback, and he's going to end up playing for Como in Serie A. Dele Alli, big name, €100 million valuation back at his peak in 2017. Hasn't played professionally since February 2023. Now, can he bring, we've got behind me here a Como shirt, vintage Como, that's mid-80s, the Mattioli shirt, number 10. Can he help Como get a footing in Serie A, stay in Serie A for a period of time, because it is a newly promoted club? What can he bring? There's been an interview on the Overlap recently. He came out to Gary Neville, didn't he, a couple of years ago, and he had that chat about some issues in his life. We won't go into all of them, but he hasn't played professionally since then. We've got a comment from Northern Soul 90 on X saying it's a superb signing, Como going places. What are your thoughts on that, Emmet?
Serie A is, as we all know, a famously difficult league to adapt to. It's very tactical. It's like a game of chess. So, and the fact that he's coming in mid-season is not going to make it easy for him. He could contribute, but I think you may see the best of Dele Alli next season when he gets a full pre-season in his legs. Obviously, he works with Fabregas. He understands what tactical positions he wants him to play. So it is a gamble. It may work, it may not. But yeah, I think it's an interesting signing from Como's perspective.
Let's throw it down here. I've got a question for you. You probably want to say a piece here because you've watched a lot more Premier League than I have in your time at Tottenham. Absolutely sensational the way he played from that attacking midfield role. Sometimes on the left, he could get around the back of defenders, long balls over the top. He could control them, bring them down. We saw him score on debut for England against Loris, his old Tottenham teammate. England, France, he's scored big goals at Wembley. Now, we're a long way away from that. That was a decade ago when he debuted. What can he produce in 2025?
I do think the best that we can hope out of this sign for Como is for Dele to be back enjoying his football, which is not it's a cliche, but as you mentioned, he's gone through a lot of hard times of late. And I mean, the interview he did with Gary Neville, I thought it was brilliant how he had like the strength, the inner strength of sort of, opening himself up. The main thing is just for him to be enjoying his football.
28 years old.
Yes, that's the thing. Because I don't think, to be fair, that neither Everton nor Besiktas where there are places for him to succeed. I think Everton, the Premier League, we know the attention there is on players, and he was an England international. I don't think he was set up for success. Then again, who is at Everton these days? Besiktas, they're a big team. There's
2 goals in 13 games.
There is a lot of expectation. Them Como instead, I think he's got nothing to lose. Como have nothing to lose by signing him. I think it may well work for him, and it's onto a winner anyway because he's going to be playing in Serie A. If he does well, may even put himself back into contention for an England call up. Who knows? Thomas Tuchel said that he hasn't ruled out calling any players up, so I don't see why he wouldn't.
Well, he's been out for so long. It could be look. There's a couple of points I want to make. Exposure therapy, getting him back involved. Obviously, Como, any Serie A club that's going to bring back a player that hasn't played for a couple of seasons. 2 years, it'll be next month that he hasn't played a competitive game. However, probably a long-term project like Como itself is a long-term project. Come from 4th division. It's about building their brand. It's about making players flourish. We can see, certain clubs, they go out and get specific scouts to find players with the right traits, the right mindset. And obviously, Dele Alli hasn't had the recent history, especially post-lockdown, that era there, where he hasn't been able to play much. He had to change his environment. It was about going to another landscape, at Besiktas. Now he's got his chance in Como. Now, is this a chance where he can be taken under Fabregas's wing, just be part of the squad, slowly immerse himself in, and perhaps be made to flourish in 2025-26?
Yeah, I think that's his best option. As I said, he's not going to be the main man. He's going to be part of the squad, potentially a fringe player to start with, because as we said, he hasn't played football in 2 years. I think that's probably the best scenario for him. As you said, he's going to be given time. He's not going to be asked to, produce on a week in, week out basis. He's not going to be asked to come in and turn the club's fortunes around because they made so many of the signings. It's going to be one of the players who could help Como stay up. But I agree with them that he needs to regain fitness because, not playing football for 2 years is a long time.
I think that the fact that he's been training with the club since December, he's obviously proven to a certain degree that
they've done their due diligence.
Yeah, that he's physically fit with the demands of the league. But I do think on a tactical level, we have seen British players in the past come and struggle with the tactical nature of Serie A because it is a very tactical league. So he is going to need time. And the fact that he has an 18-month contract means I think we might see the best of him next season when he's got a pre-season under his belt.
I agree, Emmet. And we saw Como rattle Udinese 2-1, both teams down to 10 men. But can you imagine Dele Alli, maybe not at his peak, but coming back 28, 29, he'll be more mature, perhaps a different mindset. Nico Paz pinging a long ball over the top, chesting down, doing the old Ferrini, bottom corner. Wish him all the best. And Como on fire.